Hi, Nasipo. Thank you for joining me again. Today we are discussing how to build self-trust. You know, that confidence in yourself to do the things that you want to do, to take care of your own needs and live in congruence with your true values. That is what we are talking about, to do, how to cultivate more of listening to ourselves than the world on the outside. I'd like to know from you, how do you build your self-trust? What are the things that you've done in your life to boost your self-confidence and your self-trust? Self-trust is being authentic and staying true consistently to your needs, to your wants and your core values. We lose self-trust along the way when we let other people's opinions weigh more or be valuable to us more than our own. And this happens over time as you're trying to gain friends, as you're trying to build relationships. You tend to stop listening to your innate inner wisdom that tells you in situations what is for you and what is not for you, and you end up being your own worst enemy by taking other people's opinions and taking what other people hold as true for life as your own. And now you muffle that sense of wisdom within you that is for your best interest. And how do we move back and be in integrity with ourselves, in a sense where we consistently trust ourselves to make the best decisions for us and not go against what we find as core values for ourselves and something that is of importance in our lives? This area is one of the areas that I had to work on quite consistently in the past 2 years. How I've done this in my own life is by practicing these key 3 things that I'll discuss with you. Keeping your promises to yourself starts in the little things. What is it that you have promised yourself to do for yourself lately that you've been pushing aside and letting other people's important things become your important thing, meaning that now you are in the backseat and not really doing what is important for you in your life with your time and with your energy? It is challenging for a woman in this day and age to keep their promises to themselves when we are so altruistic, we are so out of focus in terms of giving and providing things to other people that will be of support to everybody around us, and we now negate ourselves in the process and start shirking on ourselves with things that we know are important to us. So look into that as to what is it that you can start keeping little promises to yourself with. It doesn't have to be anything big, but it has to be something that you can give yourself evidence in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months to say that I am now beginning to trust myself because I am keeping my word about the things that I say I'm going to do for myself, in myself, to move forward into the type of life that I want. Start noticing how you speak to yourself. Start noticing how you speak about yourself to others. Noticing what your demeanor is with yourself will give you a relative picture as to what is your current relationship with yourself. Your current relationship with yourself matters, and is the most important relationship that you can cultivate in order to show up better to all of the situations that you are facing in life and all of the relationships that you're trying to maneuver. Those relationships are really built on the one core relationship that you have with yourself. When your relationship with yourself and your speech and your inner sort of talk with yourself is not building and is not a positive one and is not one that is healthy for you, you will start not trusting yourself because you have inner turmoil within yourself, and there's a lot of voices that are speaking and are speaking in opposite directions and telling you things that really don't go together. Meanwhile, these are not really your voices, but voices of people that have inflicted fear, possibly wounded you, possibly have had you feeling less than because you're not achieving certain things in your life. Sometimes what we have to really do is buckle down and really start observing ourselves and seeing what is really going on in our self-talk and how are we really showing up within ourselves in different situations, so that we see areas of work that are possibly for us to work on in terms of healing, in terms of looking into, in terms of being curious, in order to better understand ourselves and to start now having a stronger relationship with ourselves to build that self-trust. Do the uncomfortable things, do the things that take you out of your comfort zone and have you experiencing learning new skill, experiencing new ways of being and new ways of thinking. When we go outside of our comfort zone, we get to be our own support system, in a sense of you learn to regulate yourself in terms of your emotions, and you learn to regulate yourself in terms of your thoughts, because you're now in an unfamiliar territory. So you have to now look within yourself to see what sets of tools work best in the situation. And by going within and back to yourself to now see what do you have in the capacity of who you are as toolkits that you've collected along the way of life to best deal with this situation. And you find that you go back and you start now becoming aware of your strong points, aware of who you are, aware of your weak points, and areas where you need to start looking at growing skills. And then that becomes a sort of like a relationship builder, or relationship sort of boot camp of you seeing different parts of yourself that you wouldn't have seen had you not gone into a situation that tests you to go back to yourself and figure out what's going on, like leaving the comfort zone. Use those 3 points as your measure, and to start getting you thinking as to how you can show up for yourself better and consistently cultivate that energy of being your own best friend. I'd recommend the video on meditation of building self-trust within yourself. Click on the link above to start listening to it now. See you next time. Bye-bye.